I'm now joined by Atiq Malik, who's the Director of Liberty Law Solicitors. Atiq, thanks very much indeed for joining us. What do you think should come first, the public inquiry or the criminal investigation?
It's a difficult one. On the ground, the problem is simply this. The residents have lost trust and confidence in the process so far, the supporters, the activists, the lawyers supporting them. And what the position is, that justice delayed is justice denied. That is the major concern here. The whole intention behind all of it is to get to the truth. And once we discover the truth and we find out who is responsible for what, for justice and the rule of law to be implemented, people sanctioned and people punished accordingly. Now, just to put all of this into context as to why there's such confusion and concern, the last 7 days are very important to look at. Last Tuesday, there was a public consultation by the panel holding the public inquiry who've been appointed, etc. And basically, at that meeting, it was a very fiery meeting. People were extremely concerned, had a lot of questions, and a lot of those questions went unanswered. There were questions about how the panel was compiled, whether it was representative of the people that are affected by the Grenfell incident. And the important questions asked about what is corporate manslaughter and will the public inquiry find criminal liability? And the answer to both of those was given as no. The problem with that was twofold. First of all, it shook everyone's confidence as to any justice being sought. Secondly, there was an accuracy about corporate manslaughter because there have been convictions. Then, a few days later, the Met Police announced that corporate manslaughter is being considered and pursued. And then today, we have this announcement of the potential of the public inquiry being suspended. So this has left everybody in a state of confusion and concern. Which one follows, it really does matter what the timeline is. The amount of information that has to be looked at, witnesses examined, interviewed, documents considered for the criminal investigation, they may not come to a decision as to whether to charge or not a very long time from today. In the meantime, the terms of reference are still being discussed and are due to be agreed, hopefully in the very near future. And the arrangement at the moment seems to be that once the terms of reference are agreed, the public inquiry process will continue straight away.
OK, but let me quickly ask you here. The very thought of a criminal investigation surely would appeal to many people seeking justice, but actually that criminal investigation is all about corporate manslaughter, isn't it? And so those charges will not actually apply to individuals. Wouldn't a public inquiry be better? Because that is when individuals could actually be brought to account, because after all, that's what people want, is justice of individuals and not organisations.
Well, let's look at this very carefully. The police announcement was that they were looking at corporate manslaughter and any other offences that come to light. Now, as a duty on all investigators, including the police, is that when they investigate, if they detect any other criminal offences, they have to be looked at. And what is being called for is that not just corporate manslaughter, but involuntary manslaughter, gross negligence manslaughter is also looked at. Perverting the course of justice is looked at in case any documents have been deleted or tampered with in any way. Now, with the public inquiry, we have to bear in mind that whatever the decision the public inquiry comes to, it's not legally binding in terms of a sanction or accountability. It might help us find the truth, but it's not.
But how long will it take to get that truth? Because there is talk, of course, if a criminal investigation goes ahead, it will actually delay the public inquiry, and some fear it could actually compromise that public inquiry, and people want to get on with the answers as soon as they can. This sounds like a much longer delay than most people want.
Absolutely. People are very concerned about this. And the fact of the matter is this, that we don't even know when the charges will be laid and when this delay will take place. And so the whole uncertainty of timelines for both the public inquiry process, will it be suspended, if so, when? There's uncertainty about the criminal investigation as to when any charge will be brought, if at all, and when, and will it result in any sort of suspension, is just completely unsatisfactory. People are completely confused, do not understand what's going on, do not understand what should follow first. It really is a chicken and egg situation. Which one is better? Both have got their own advantages and disadvantages. My personal opinion, they should both run in tandem. There's no reason why they cannot do that. And one of my concerns is that when they sometimes do inquests before the criminal investigation, they provide an indemnity to witnesses or the questioners in the inquiry. Now, an indemnity against prosecution is no good, because if they are found to have done something wrong, then they should be held accountable. So again, on both angles, there's advantages and disadvantages. And I personally think the public should be brought into this as a consultation as to which way it should go.
Atiq, thank you very much indeed for your thoughts live here on RTUK.